Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Rohan Bijou, and today we're going to take a look at the MSI Optix G273 gaming monitor. So I got this from Costco for about $150, and to be honest, it's really simple at a good price. It's an amazing monitor with every spec you need at a very reasonable price. So I actually reviewed the MSI Optix G271 2 years ago, and it's one of my most popular videos. So let's see what improvements they've made and what changes they've made to this monitor. So before we begin, let's give a rundown for what we're going to cover in this video. So first, we're going to do an unboxing, then we're going to talk about the specs, first the physical specs, then the display specs, and then finally we're going to talk about my final thoughts and my final score for this monitor. So before we begin, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to watch more future content like this. Like this video if you found this helpful, and comment any questions or concerns, and I'll try my best to answer them. So without further ado, the first stop is unboxing. So the box looks pretty good, and let's pop open the box. This was a bit challenging because the styrofoam bit inside the box wasn't sliding out like it normally does, so I had to rip open the box instead. So let's see what we can find inside. Inside, we can find a display port cable, power brick, and the power cable. Then we can pull out the base of the monitor, which is matte and made out of metal, which is really good and really crazy for this price point. And then we can find a packet which has the user guide, screws specifically for the setup with the base that they give, and then screws for connecting the monitor to an arm. Then under that, we can find the neck of the monitor, which is pretty hefty. And then finally, under all of that, we can find the monitor itself. So let's take the monitor out of its cover and take a look at it. The monitor feels pretty hefty and feels quite durable. Let's remove all the stickers that's on the monitor and start setting it up. The first thing to do is to take the neck and the base and screw them together. Next, we can take the neck and slide it into the base of the monitor, and then take the screws that we were given in the packet and then screw them into place. Now let's place the monitor upright, and you are now ready to start gaming. Awesome, so now let's talk about the physical specs of the MSI Optix G273. The build of the monitor feels pretty premium for the price, and the build is primarily made of high quality plastic. The base is actually made of metal, which is really great, and the stand is made of plastic and has this really cool etched design. The MSI Optix G273 has a flat 27-inch screen with an aspect ratio of 16:9. The display is meant to be a frameless design which has very small bezels. The Optix G273 is 24.21 inches wide, 17.5 inches tall, and the depth is 8.86 inches. The monitor weighs about 9.92 pounds without the stand and 15.65 pounds with the stand, which is pretty decent and is good for mounting it on an arm. Speaking of adding it to an arm, the monitor can support a 100x100 VESA mount, which is really great. So the monitor doesn't have inbuilt speakers, so if you want sound, external speakers is the way to go. And we can't really be picky for them not including speakers inside, because you get this for $150, and the specs after this are actually insane for what you get for the price. So now let's move on to the back of the monitor. Here we can see there is a new design on the back that is simple yet pretty cool. We have the MSI logo on the left and this really cool glossy design in the middle. This is definitely a step up from the G271, which had barely any character on the back. On the back left, we can find a red 5-way joystick navigator, which can help us navigate the built-in software of the monitor. On the back right, we can find a slot for a Kensington lock for added security, which is pretty nice. The MSI Optix G273 also has some decent connectivity options. We have two HDMI 1.4B ports, one DisplayPort 1.2B, one 3.5mm headphone out port, and a DC jack. The DisplayPort can support a max of 1080p at 165Hz, and the HDMI can support 1080p at 144Hz max. These numbers are decent and can achieve the full range of the monitor at its price, but it's definitely not as good as having HDMI 2.0 or HDMI 2.1 and specs like that. The ergonomics of this monitor is not too great. The only freedom you have with its existing stand is tilting from -5 degrees to 20 degrees. There's no swivel or even height adjustment, which is kind of unfortunate, but this could be fixed if you were mounting it on an arm. But for the price of $150, this is pretty good. Other monitors, even expensive monitors, don't even have some of these capabilities, and they're just stands that are pretty stiff and have no ergonomics. So I would prefer having this over something that isn't ergonomic at all. So that was pretty much it for the physical specs. Now let's move on to the display specs for this monitor. The MSI Optix G273 is a 27-inch 1080p IPS panel with a contrast ratio of 1000:1. Contrast of this monitor is not the best, so for games or videos that are pretty dark, this monitor will look a bit mediocre. But instead, if you are playing games that are bright and you have bright scenes on your screen, you're not going to notice a difference in contrast, and it's going to look pretty great. The monitor has a PPI of 81, which is understandable for the resolution and display size. The max refresh rate is 165 Hz, and it has a response time of around 1 millisecond. But if you were to connect a PS5 like I did, or any console, you would only get 120 Hz, which is the max refresh rate. And if you were to use the HDMI cable, you would only get a max of 144 Hz. To utilize the full 165 Hz of this monitor, you're going to have to use DisplayPort. The backlight uniformity under normal conditions is pretty good, but if you were to start cranking the brightness all the way, you can definitely see some IPS glow on the corners, and it's pretty bad. And also, backlight uniformity depends on each model. Yours might be worse or better compared to mine, so take this with a pinch of salt. The viewing angles for this monitor are great, with 178 degrees vertically and horizontally, so you can have someone sit next to you when playing a game and they're not going to see that much of a difference in color or viewing. The monitor showcases colors pretty vividly, and the colors are a bit oversaturated in some cases. This could be a downside for some people, but for certain games, this could be really beneficial. If you want to increase the vibrancy for this monitor, there really isn't a way to do it since the menu doesn't have a setting for changing the vibrancy. But what you could do is choose the racing mode, which does give a vibrancy boost. But out of the box, for me personally, it is fairly good. The monitor covers 94% of the DCI-P3 color space and 131% of the sRGB color space. The monitor also has backlight strobing and is labeled as MPRT on this monitor. This helps minimize motion blur. I personally couldn't test it out without a PC. Based on other people's experiences, it works phenomenally well. The monitor is also G-Sync compatible so that your PC gaming can be smoother, clearer, and more enjoyable. The addition of G-Sync allows you to use variable refresh rates with compatible NVIDIA graphics cards, which is awesome for a monitor at this price. So now let's talk about ghosting and what settings would be the best for you to minimize ghosting when using the G273. So I'm going to put this into perspective with console gaming, because since I don't own a PC, I can't give a very definitive comment on how it would look like on a PC and the best settings for that. So when testing out the monitor at 60 Hz with the different response time modes you can find in the menu, I noticed quite the difference between each mode. When you place the mode at normal, you actually get the best experience than the fast and fastest mode. For the fast and fastest mode, on 60 Hz, you are going to experience inverse ghosting, which is not ideal. But based on outside sources for your PC, the best setting for response time would be the fast mode. Now let's talk a bit more in depth about the menu system and what settings you can change around. So first of all, this monitor has crosshairs that you can add on screen, which can be pretty advantageous when playing. You can also set a timer if you would like on the monitor, so you can limit your gaming. But let's be honest, no one's really going to use that. Now let's get to the main menu itself. So the design of the menu feels like a toned down version of Samsung Odyssey's menu system. On the top, we have the quick look settings like resolution, refresh rate, and the energy mode we're using, adaptive sync status, and what input we're using. Now let's go through each setting and see what they are. On the gaming settings, we can see the game mode, which changes the color profile and more to give you the best experience. We have options like FPS, racing, RTS, and RPG. Then we have night vision, which basically brightens areas of your screen and makes it more detailed so you can see dark areas in your screen in more detail. This can be very useful in horror games and very advantageous in FPS games, so you can see someone if they're hiding in a corner, in a dark corner, you can see it more in detail. Then we have the response time settings we mentioned earlier. Then we have the MPRT, which is the backlight strobing. Then we have the refresh rate settings, which will show you the current refresh rate on the screen on the top left, and you can also change this location if you would like. Then we have the alarm clock settings. Then we have the screen assistance, which is just the crosshairs. And then we finally have adaptive sync, which automatically is turned on when you turn on this monitor. Now let's move on to the professional settings. First we have Pro mode, then we have low blue light HDCR, which basically emphasizes the contrast. Then we have MPRT again, and then finally image enhancement. Next we have the image settings, where we can change the brightness, contrast, sharpness, color temperature, and screen size. Then we have the input source settings, and then we have the navi key settings, which are basically the quick jump settings when you move the joystick in a particular direction before you get onto the menu. Finally, we have the main settings, where we can change the language, transparency of the menu, OSD timeout, power button, info on screen, HDMI CEC, and then finally the reset button. So that was pretty much it for the menu rundown as well as the display specs. So now let's move on to my final score and my final thoughts for this monitor. So my experience with the G273 was really good. It's an amazing IPS panel, and you do experience some IPS glow, which is pretty unfortunate. There are some minor flaws with the contrast. It's not very contrasty in darker scenes. I personally played games like The Last of Us Part 2, and there are a lot of dark scenes in that, so it felt really mediocre when playing it. But if you were to play any other game with either bright scenes or even FPS games, I think this is pretty passable and it's pretty good. There are some minor flaws like ergonomics, but in the end, for the price of $150, this is actually a very big steal because you get a lot of good features like 165 Hz if you were to use it on a PC. I personally only got to do it at 120 Hz. And things like that. I think this is a phenomenal monitor for you. So in the end, based on the pros and cons, the final score I would give this monitor is an 85 out of 100. It hits out of the park so many of the amazing features it has, but there are some minor flaws that doesn't really hinder your overall experience with the monitor. So as always, I've left links in the description if you want to go check out and purchase this monitor. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to watch more future content like this. Like this video if you found this helpful, and comment any questions or concerns, and I'll try my best to answer them. So thank you guys for watching. Catch you in the next one. Peace.